What makes a gentleman? Is it the way he treats others, the value he gives to the world, his style and culture? Maybe it's a combination of all these things, but what holds them all together are his standards. Your standards are like an unwritten personal code. Even when times are difficult and you are tested, these standards remain non-negotiable, and they help you move through life as a modern gentleman. Hello, my name is James, and I am on a mission to create a generation of gentlemen. The first standard a gentleman should hold is to always keep his word. You may have heard that talk is cheap, but really the value of your words depends on how much they correlate to the things you actually do. If what you say and what you do are seldom the same thing, then of course your words will become cheap. But if your word is your honor, if you always follow through with your verbal commitments, and if others can trust that you will do what you say, then your word becomes worth its weight in gold. A gentleman always tells the truth, even when it's uncomfortable, because to lie is to deny reality itself. And another very important aspect of keeping your word in today's times is to never ghost people or disappear without explanation. In previous times, when we lived in smaller communities, ghosting wasn't possible because you would bump into these people next Sunday at church or on Tuesday at the drugstore. But today, it's so easy to simply decide we never want to talk to anybody again. Yet a gentleman gives everybody the dignity of a reply, even if it is to respectfully decline any future invitations. A huge, timeless component of being a gentleman is to treat women with respect. We live in an era where it seems like chivalry has been forgotten, but it's your role as a gentleman to bring this back. And I'm talking about respecting and honoring all women, whether it's a romantic partner, your mother, or even a female co-worker. A gentleman would never talk badly about a woman behind her back, or use derogatory, misogynistic terms. In dating and romance, it's time we bring back those chivalrous gestures, whether that's buying her flowers, getting the door open, or of course, paying the bill on a date. Right now on the dating market, it can really feel like men and women are at odds with each other. So it truly makes you stand out as a gentleman if you maintain this classic sense of chivalry, date respectfully and intentionally, and always treat somebody as you would wish to be treated. When you think of a gentleman, you probably think of a well-groomed man wearing a sharp suit. And that's because it's an absolute non-negotiable that a modern gentleman maintains a high standard of dress and grooming. This doesn't mean you have to wear a suit and tie every day. It doesn't mean that you have to be clean-shaven like I am, but whatever style you choose, make sure that you have put in the effort to be the best version of yourself that day. I know one thing that makes me look forward to doing my daily grooming routines is having the right products. And that's why I'm really happy to introduce you to today's video sponsor, Caswell Massey. I've been partnering with Caswell Massey for a while now, and that's because they make simply the greatest shave creams, soaps, fragrances, and more. This brand has been around since 1752, so you know their products have truly stood the test of time. They make beautiful bars of soap in a variety of gentlemanly scents. I swear by their shave cream, which I always use with my double-edged razor and badger hair brush. And I also wear their Eau de Parfum LX48 as my signature scent. Gentleman's Collective has partnered with Caswell Massey to get you a 10% discount. Just use the code GENTLEMANS10 across the store and the link below. And for those who are in our members club, you'll be able to access an even further discount inside our online portal. So make sure you click the link below to try out this brand today. A standard a gentleman upholds throughout his entire life is to never stop educating himself. Whether that means attending a formal college or simply maintaining an open mind, it's so important that we continue to nourish our brains and feed ourselves fresh information. A gentleman is never so arrogant as to think that he has nothing else to learn. And if you look at the greatest minds throughout history, they were still learning and discovering new things well into their later years. And it's totally up to you what you wish to educate yourself in. You may decide in your late 30s that your education needs a top-up and you go and get that master's degree that unlocks a whole new level to your career. Or you might simply decide, as I'm currently doing, that you want to learn a new skill, so you go and take dancing lessons, or you go and take a language class. One of the things I love about the gentleman archetype is that it is so all-encompassing, and whatever interests you have, whether they are physical, creative, intellectual, just make sure that you do that and never believe that your education should end when you leave college or school. Another standard a gentleman should uphold is to trust the classics. Whether you're looking to buy new clothes, watch a new movie, or try out a new restaurant, you will often find that the classics are classic for a reason. Personally, I love going through the archives of the old Hollywood era and watching the best movies from the 40s, from the 50s, from the great directors like Alfred Hitchcock. I love reading the Penguin Modern Classics series, some of the best writing produced from the 20th century. And of course, you probably already appreciate that many of the best principles when it comes to menswear and dressing in a way that flatters the body have existed for nearly 100 years now. So this doesn't mean that you can't explore new things, and I would absolutely encourage you to always seek out what is currently happening. But remember to trust the classics. Your taste will reward you. There was a lot of discussion on the internet a couple of years ago about being a high-value man. But to me, what makes a man valuable is what he contributes to others. And that's why it's a standard that a gentleman should uphold, is to be of service to others. One of my favorite quotes that one of my male teachers, always used to read out in high school was that no man is an island. Today, it's so easy to exist in isolation and to feel like you are the center of the universe. Make sure you put something out of value into your community, into your company, and into your family. These can be small gestures, these can be grand gestures, but what's important is you maintain that standard of being of service. Gentlemen, I would love to hear from you in the comments. What is one standard you believe every man should uphold? If you want to be surrounded by men that also hold themselves to these high standards, then you will be able to meet them inside our members club. We have some really exciting get-togethers happening across the country, and also monthly masterclasses with special guests in etiquette, style, fitness, and more. So if that's something that you are interested in being a part of, I will put the link down there in the description, but make sure you check out also Caswell Massey for all of your grooming needs. Thank you for watching today's video, and I'll see you in the next one.